All right, shalom, shalom, and peace. It's your brother Math. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. You've reached another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger, episode number 133, and it's a hump day. It's a Hebrew hump day. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, while Yahweh Shai. That's giving all praise and honor to the Most High, whose proper name is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. I want to make sure I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and his Son, our King, Yahweh Shai, the King of Israel. It's hump day, man. Hopefully you guys already know what time it is. Don't make me be a damn repetitive message. All right, you're gonna make me do it. Did you wipe your feet? Did you wipe your feet? If you have not, man, show some respect, show some honor, show some dignity. Would you? Wipe them feet. Wipe them feet. Hit the like button. That's what you do. When I say wipe your feet, for those that's new to the channel, those that's new to the information, those that's new to the Don't Shoot the Messenger family and to the Messengers of the Covenant family, wipe your feet means hit the like button, okay? You come into the house, show some respect, man. Wipe your feet off. Don't drag in all your mud and all your bags and all your liquids and everything. Wipe your feet. Come on in and eat. All right, that's all. That's all. Hopefully everybody's well on this hump day, man. Do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna try to be concise. I'm gonna try to be at the same time accurate and not shortchange the family. But there's just been so much going on, so much information. I'm sitting on a PowerPoint of actually I got like 2 or 3. I'm working on a third one. And just time wise, I just haven't been able to concisely find a way to knock all these things out with the time that I have to go live, or not necessarily go live or record. Either way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of the current event PowerPoints right now. Most high willing, I'm going to do another one Friday evening to try to catch everybody up. Some stuff y'all already may know because I haven't had the opportunity to just hit it the day I get it. Most of y'all are astute in following and what's going on in the world. Some of y'all wait until you hear what I bring to the table. All praises for that. But nonetheless, if anything is repetitive, that's not a problem because repetition is a great way to learn. Did you know that? Great way to learn. If it's not, and if it's new to you, all praises. Leave any comments that you want inside of the respectful comments, that is. Don't come in spamming and doing the folly. But leave your comments, information that you may have ran across so I can check the comments out, do some more research and find out what's what, man. A lot of y'all, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but there's a few dedicated viewers who, consistently send me stuff to check out, look into, or to share. And that's all good. If you like to do so, if you don't have my personal contact, you can always email me at thecovenant144@gmail.com or send us a message, send us a DM on Instagram Messengers of the Covenant. If anyone would like to donate with your alms deeds, it's $ IQAhmath. Any and all donations are helpful and appreciated. All right. So let's get to it, man. I don't want to be too long, but I'm gonna try to be thorough, man. I got maybe about damn near 30 articles to cover with y'all today. Hopefully I can do it concisely. If not, man, y'all just strap in your seatbelts, man. Hopefully you don't get too bored. I know the attention span of my people, and not just my people, people in general. Studies have shown it's similar to a goldfish. You try to keep the attention of a goldfish, man. Go to your local pet mart or Petco and go look at the fish. If you don't have fish, man, go see how long they want to look at your face. Go see how long they want to watch you try to get their attention. Good luck. All right. So let me get to it, man. See, I'm already rambling. All right, bear with me, y'all. Let me get to it. Okay. Let's start off here. All right, let's get to it. Boom. All right, so here we go. We see that the official headlines is in, regardless of what they're talking about on the economic sphere, the political sphere, regardless of infected slow Biden. Yeah, we know that he didn't got hit twice with that DVOC back to back, back to back, uh, and he's putting out talking points saying that we're not on we're not in a recession. You see what he says up here on the quotes. We're on the right path. He's also said that we got a strong the economy is strong right now, despite your Weeble and your Robinhood accounts showing red, despite your cryptos getting robbed and your meme coin and your cryptocurrencies that you may be invested in, despite them uh, getting hacked and the owners filing bankruptcy and disappearing with your money, despite you getting updates saying that, oh, your such and such coin has dropped such and such percentage today, despite the fact that gas is still at an exorbitant price, even though they're trying to sell you on, look, it's dropping. It's dropped 80 cents in the last 2 weeks. Isn't that great? Yeah, but we're still over here at $5 plus. And other areas are still experiencing gas prices higher than they've ever experienced in life. Despite the fact that we're looking at layoffs and unemployment, numbers are rising, he says we're on the right path. Everything's great. Despite the fact that they've gotten caught actually changing, and they've already got that cleaned up, changing the definition of what it means to be in a recession. You know, they say that if you have 2 or more economic quarters that you experience negative GDP growth, which is gross domestic product, if there's negative growth in the economy 2 straight quarters, you're in technically a recession. What they're trying to do is kick the can down the road and say, well, it's too early to say that. Technically, they've got economists. I think they said there's like 8 individual economists who actually are the ones who make the determination on whether or not we're in a recession. So they leave it in the hands of some private economists to determine what the state of the economy is. And they have to go through all the numbers. They got to go through all of the statistics before they come to a final conclusion. Well, listen, if we've already gotten the information that comes in and says, look, the economy is going down. We didn't have 6 months of negative growth. I mean, it's fair to say. As the headline says, U.S. crashes into recession. That's par for the course for America. Let's look at the scripture real quick. Hold on. Where's my scripture? Here we go. We're looking at Isaiah. We're looking at Isaiah 24. We're going to start at verse 7. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine language. Before we look at this, we're looking at the state of the earth. We're looking at the state of the earth. Now, remember, Job 9:24 says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the so-called white man is the wicked. How do you say that, IQ? Because he is the one that is in control of every aspect of the earth. We're talking economically, we're talking politically, we're talking militarily, we're talking religious, we're talking agricultural. Who's in control of all of these particular aspects of life? Real estate development, Blackwater and BlackRock, all of these investment firms, these hedge fund groups that run the economy. We're talking about who controls the World Council of Churches, who controls the World Bank, who controls global economies, who's got military bases set up all throughout the earth, running around establishing diplomacy. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about Nancy Pelosi. Obviously, everybody knows that she went over there in defiance of China's threats and said, I'm going to go touch down over there in Taiwan. And you know what's so interesting about that? I played the video on Friday. This is how hypocritical America is. You got the speaker, I forgot the dude's name. You'll see it on Friday, most I permit. Bottom line is, America says they stand on the one China policy. They're not in support of Taiwan annexing itself outside of China's jurisdiction or outside of China's borders, because that's what it's all about. Taiwan has said that they've maintained sovereignty and annexed themselves away from being part of the Chinese government and Chinese landmass and establishment. America says, well, China's right on that. Taiwan, you absolutely are part of China. You don't have no business trying to annex them. We can't support you on that, but we will support you when it comes down to your right to defend yourself. And if you need help, holler at us. That's how America gets messy. They stand on the same principles that China is saying we got every right to handle our business with Taiwan. And you agree, but then you sit back and back Taiwan's rebelliousness. See, this is how you know, man, a white man is trying to stir up the pot. He's trying to stir up and create wars. But it's prophetic, though. So, you know, it is what it is. He can't help but to do what he's doing. You know, in Job, the Most High said, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Speaking about the Most High. We'll get that next. Look at this. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So, you know, the so-called white man is running the earth, and he's causing a deterioration of the earth. He's running around talking about global warming. He's running around talking about how, you know, humans and the carbon footprints are destroying the resources and destroying everything else. No, this is all him. We're talking about geoengineering, HARP. We're talking about population control. I mean, this is everything that he's doing. He's causing all of these particular issues, right? The defilement of the earth, verse 5, right? But I want to drop down to read verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. So the good times ain't rolling no more. Globally, you can start seeing people are mourning. Go to Pakistan, see if they're mourning over there. Sri Lanka, go see if they're mourning over there. Syria, go see if they're mourning over there. Africa, go see if they're mourning over there. Hell, go outside in your respective neighborhoods. If you're staying in the hood, people are mourning there. China, they're over there mourning. I showed y'all the video and covered the article last week where they got tanks out in front of their national bank telling everybody get the hell back, and you can't have the money because now it's going to be used as an investment. You think they're mourning over there? Think they're mourning over in South Korea? North Korea? Huh? The UK? Go ask the sodomites if they run around here mourning with monkeypox all over the place. Yeah, the new wine is mourning. The vine languishes. All the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth ended. The joy of the harp ceaseth. See, all of the fun and games, all of the happy-go-lucky stuff that's been happening in the earth, all of the partying and all that's about to come to an end. They said that over 60% of the people right now are living check to check. And if anybody's seen or took the time to listen to Jerome Powell address the economic state of the recession when he added another 0.75% increase to the interest rates, he said this is going to hurt people that's living check to check. This is going to hurt people that are living on the lower spectrum of the economic scale. He said if you got some money. You got some money, or you're doing all right, middle class, that you can shuffle around some of your finances, you'll be okay. Or you might be okay during this time. But the people that's living check to check, hold on, let me see this. Look at this. June 8th, U.S. News. What I say? 64%. See, I'm off the beaten path, but y'all got to ride with me now. Around 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a May 22 Lending Club survey. Now, do you understand that? Now, he said, and maybe Friday I'll play the video, most I permit. He said that this new rate hike that they're having, and they're talking about doing another one in September, if things don't turn around. They know damn well things ain't going to turn around. Ain't nothing going to turn around in less than 60 days. You talking about turning around the whole economy? Give me a break. How many people are living check to check? It said over what? 64% of the people are out here struggling. As inflation heats up, are dependent upon each check. I mean, hell, that's the life of an Israelite family anyway. But see, now you added in Esau, you're adding in the heathen, they all trying to figure out and see, damn, how did the niggas do it? How did the Spics do it? Oh, now you finding out what it's like to be financially an Israelite. You understand? So all of the good times, look, all this is kicking in right now. The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth ended. The joy of the harp ceaseth. People are not going out eating as much. Entertainment is being cut. You know, people are cutting off cable bills and all this other stuff. See? They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. That's Babylon for you. America is falling apart. You understand? This place is falling apart. At the seams. Economically, it's collapsing. The food chain supply, collapsing. You're talking about now them being involved in or on the brink of find themselves in multiple wars. They just got through killing one of the heads of Al-Qaeda earlier this week, or I think over the weekend. And now they got, Ishmael over there upset. Ishmael's vowing revenge. You still got to deal with the Ukraine-Russia situation. Now you got Taiwan and China on the heels, expecting America to get involved. So the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. See, people are going to want relief. The scriptures say that drink a little wine for not often infirmities. That lets you know that there's going to be massive infirmities, massive oppressions, massive crying of the people. We ain't seen nothing yet, man. Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, said that we haven't really felt the effects yet of these rate hikes that he's doing. Within the next 3 to 6 months, this is just my estimation, and I'm no economist. Hell, what do I know? I'm just a messenger. All hell is going to break loose on a grandiose scale. That's just my estimation. I could be wrong. But can you afford to gamble and not prepared? That's the question. The old saying, it's better to be caught with it than without it. It's better to be prepared than not. It's better to need it and not use it than to use it. To need it and not have it. You understand? So there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. So, there's going to be massive destructions worldwide. This is why you see uproars of the people. This is why you see all of the tumultuous activity that's happening all throughout the earth. America alone is going to have its own destructions that's coming. By way of warfare, violence, the scriptures tell us that. Missiles, right? Verse 13, it says, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree and as the gleaning of grapes when the vintage is done. See, there's going to be scarcity. People looking for, shaking out. Is anything left? I'm hungry. I still need. I want. The law tells you that you got to leave your vegetation. You got to leave some vegetation, not to completely glean all of the grapes, all of the apples, all of the oranges, all of the fruits. You don't completely snatch down and take everything. The Lord said, leave some, don't completely glean your agriculture, leave some for the poor. But you see this, they said, as the gleaning of grapes, when the vintage is done, the shaking of the olive tree, people's going to be looking for, is there anything left? I'm still hungry. No, there's nothing left. And that's when you're going to get 2 Ezra 15 kicking in, where a man's going to be sedition among men. They're not going to be respecting authority. They're coming in, taking your neighbor's food for lack of bread, right? So I'm going to stop right there. Let me get that other scripture. I said I was going to read it in Job. I think it's Job 16, but I don't want to be wrong. Job 12 and 16. Yeah. So here we go. Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. The Most High is in complete control. That's why his name is Yahweh. The self-existing power. I mean, there is no other power that's out there coercing, seducing, counseling with him to tell him what to do. He's in complete control. The Most High said that he even created the wicked for the day of evil in Proverbs. See, this is why the so-called white man is running amok, causing all of these particular issues, because prophetically, he still has to live out his role as being the wicked and being the devil that he is. So while he's running around blaming everybody else, throwing rocks, hiding his hands, saying, oh, it's because of population. Oh, it's because you're not washing your hands that, you didn't spread this germ. Oh, it's because you're not wearing a mask that. Let me be quiet, because, they like to jump over here and be nosy. But you know where I'm going with it. So the deceived and the deceiver are his. That's thus saith the Lord. So the Most High is in complete control of what's happening. And as we're seeing, the utter destruction of what's going on. Let's look at this in 2 Ezra. But you see the title, the sands of the hourglass is steadily dropping. Are you ready? The sands of the hourglass is steadily dropping. And are you ready? Because there's enough distractions going on out there. The so-called white man has made it his business to make sure that there's plenty of distractions to keep us away from really trying to stay focused. I myself even get caught up in certain distractions. But I still always maintain a focus. I'm always still staying locked in to making sure that I don't lose sight of reality. You understand? And you have to do that. We all have to do that. Because he's working overtime to try to throw us off. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another people, and swords in their hands. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. If you notice, there's been a higher level of disrespect of authority. Look what happened over there in Sri Lanka when all of them damn, heathen stormed the presidential palace. I mean, they just raided the whole spot, man. Was swimming in this pool, going live, wilding out. You're starting to see people standing up, riding up, in protest, demanding changes of governmental authority. You're seeing people are getting arrested for showing up at city officials' homes strapped. I can't recall the politician, but there was a man that just got arrested, strapped up. Oh, let me see. There we go. See, man arrested with gun outside Representative Jayapal's home, charged with stalking. Now, he strapped up, went to her house. Back when they were doing all of the protests, they were showing at Pelosi's house, man. They spray painted pig all on their garage and all kind of madness. So, we're seeing slowly but surely, people are now starting to shoot it out with the police more. People out here fighting the police. And this is just the beginning. This is just a sprinkling of where it's going to be headed. So, there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Everybody's going to be living in their own power. This is why you hear Esau, constantly going online talking about all the guns they got, all the weapons they got, all the damn prepping that they doing and all of that. Because this is the spirit now. They feel as though I'm in control of my own actions and power. And if I've got the ability to stand as the one with the power in the hand, that's the only way I'm going to survive this thing. See, a man shall desire to go into a city and not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. The foods that's stored up and all that, people's going to come for it. All the prepping and all that, people's going to come for that. That's why I tell people, man, if you are prepping, don't be out there promoting and talking about everything that you got and what you're doing to your neighbors and your buddies and your friends, because the Most High said, hey, that's intelligence that they're going to remember. And when they come knocking on the door saying, hey, feed me, and you say, man, I can't, I only got enough for me and my family, they're going to say, oh, for real? Okay. We'll be back. We're talking, real Mad Max, Book of Eli type scenarios where the resources are going to be very limited and dwindling, and people's going to be starving, and they're going to be going all out. That's why we was reading that in Isaiah 24, which says, man, all of the desired resources, man, shaking the olive tree and the gleaning, and they said everything is gone. This is what's going on. All right. Last scripture before we get back to the PowerPoint, 2 Ezra 9. I'm just talking about that sands of the hourglass, right? Look at it. 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told you thee, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So how do we measure time? Well, if you're looking at the hourglass, that's how you measure time. The sands drip down, you can measure time with a sundial. Either way, I'm using the analogy of the sands of the hourglass. It's no question that it's been flipped over multiple times. We just don't know, is this the last flip or not? How many more flips are left if it's not? You understand? And how slow is it? Is the sands actually disseminating out of the hourglass? How fast is it? You only know that by paying attention to what's going on in the earth. You'll only know that by paying attention to knowing what's going on in according to scripture and prophecy. If you're not locked into that, man, you can forget about it. You can forget about it. All right. So let's get back over here. So they're talking about the U.S. is already crashing into a recession. So we're seeing how the city of confusion that we just got to reading in Isaiah is all jacked up now, right? And here you got this dude super spreading, sitting in the office with his dog all day. Lord knows what's going on in there. Saying everything's fine. I can't tell. All right. As we see what else is happening here in Babylon. If you haven't noticed or haven't heard, Kentucky has been hit with mass flooding. I mean, 1 minute, 2 weeks ago, we're talking about massive heat stroke, massive heat hitting from the East Coast to the Midwest to the West Coast. Now we're talking about Powerful rains and flooding happening in the Middle East. I mean, you talking about the Most High hitting this place with a left, right body shot. This place is getting hit with plague, famine, disease, violence. And you got the Negro running around here, man, wrapped in his American flag, walking himself into church saying, "God bless America." Unreal. Kentucky is hit by one of the worst. It should say one of the. What is wrong with these people? Kentucky is hit by one of worst flash flood events ever, as homes and cars are swept away, leaving people unaccounted for after megastorms dumped at least 10 inches of rain. So flooding is happening. You still got they've got fires, which is normal in California, but they're hitting a little early. But up north, people are getting evacuated because of the fires and all that's going on. That's going to continually spread and expand, right? So Kentucky getting hit with floods. Let's move on. Lightning kills 49 people in a week in India, with 4 members of the family losing their lives in one storm. So the Most High is hitting them with the tempest. Let's read that in Psalms. All right, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Man, Shalakia, y'all, man. Satan, God damn that demon. Satan moved, man. Cut my internet stream. I had to get it back on. Shalakia for the interruption. Shalakia for the pause. But hopefully y'all still here. But I just show you, man. Once you start putting out information that's vital, man, that obviously needs to be heard by the nation, Satan's gonna try to disrupt the spirit, man. So just a part of the battle. Part of the battle, man. So I was going to go to Psalms 55. I'm not exactly sure what a stream cut, but let me share this with y'all. Let me get back. Give it to Satan, boy. Give it to Satan. So just in case the stream might have cut beforehand, just wanted to recap this story, right? So we just got to seeing about the flooding that's happening over there in Kentucky. Now we're looking at another storm that hit over in India. Lightning kills 49 people in a week in India. So now the Most High is hitting with lightning, flooding, rains, heat, you know, it's all going down. With 4 members of one family losing their lives in one storm, 4 members of one family get smoked by the Lord, right? This is what I wanted to bring out in Psalms. Psalms 55. Let's read verse 5 on down. It says, fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then I would fly away and be at rest. So David is talking about all of the hell and all of the torments that was coming upon him. He said, only if he could grow some wings and fly away, man, and try to escape. Verse 7, it says, lo, then I will wander far off and remain in the wilderness, Selah. Verse 8, I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and the tempest. So we see where the windy storms, the tempest, the storms come from. That comes from the Lord. So when we see stories like this, know that it's the Most High laying down judgment. Right? So, lightning. Don't they say lightning never strikes twice? Well, clearly it looked like it done struck 49 times. Wow. All right, let's move on. Look at this political theater that's going on, man. There's a war going on, supposedly with Ukraine and Russia, right? There's a lot of propaganda that's going on. There's a lot of death and destruction and mayhem and everything else. But the president and the first lady, they got time. The president of the Ukraine and his first lady, they got time to do Vogue magazine shoots. They got time to do interviews with Vogue magazine. You know, not some military magazine, not some other, politically based magazine. You're talking about fashion. You're talking about whatever else goes on in Vogue magazine, models and all that other madness. This is how you know when you see stuff like this, you have to sit back and question and say, I mean, this dude made appearances at the MTV Awards. I think the Oscars even popped up on. They're giving him plenty of platforms to go out there and spread whatever his political message is. I'm calling bullish. But how in the hell can you be in the midst of trying to fight to save the sovereignty of your country, your people, and you doing Vogue magazine shoots, wearing the same damn clothes every time he's being seen? He's wearing the same green t-shirt and green khaki pants. Like he has no change of a wardrobe. Or I guess he's, in his military threatening, outfit. Like he's really with the business like that. I mean, come on. Zelensky and wife raised eyebrows by posing for glossy Vogue cover with famed photographer Annie Leibovitz as Ukraine's war against Russia rages on. His country's in the midst of a war and he's collecting billions of dollars. You think the people of Ukraine is over there, reaping any of those benefits? Not that they are entitled to it. But hell, America done already sent $60 billion and they still got hands out. And they still manipulating and utilizing American resources for their propaganda campaigns. Vogue magazine, though? Unbelievable. Just want to throw that out there. Let's keep moving. Kim Jong Un, he's ready to use nuclear weapons against the U.S. and South Korea. Well, isn't that nice? Kim Jong Un is an attention whore if you ever found one, man. Because that dude is always looking for her. Every time, China's getting big and Russia getting big, he pops up. He's doing nuclear, he's doing missile tests. He's throwing out headlines, wants some attention. But you know what? It's okay because this is how it's supposed to go down. Verse 12 of, let's read Revelation 16. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up. Well, everybody should know by now that the Euphrates River is drying up. That's prophetic, and that's on point. Salaki. These are all like biblical references, but you can see here, all of the news sites. I'll use this one, fair use. Euphrates is drying in Syria.
Syria's longest river has receded, parching trees and leaving families of local farmers without water to drink. Aid groups and engineers have warned of a looming humanitarian disaster in northeast Syria. Plummeting water levels at hydroelectric dams have led to power cuts for up to 5 million Syrians since January. This comes in the middle of a pandemic and economic crisis. The Euphrates runs for almost 2,800 kilometers across Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. It irrigates swathes of land in Syria and runs through 3 hydroelectric dams that provide power and drinking water to millions. However, over the past 8 months, the river has contracted and increasing the risk of dam turbines grinding to a halt. Experts say that there is an alarming drop in water levels, which has not been witnessed since the dam's completion in 1999.
So we see that here. Mighty Euphrates River drying up. I mean, there's videos all over the place. There's articles all over the place. That clearly shows us where we're at prophetically. Thus saith the Lord, right? So the 6th angel poured out this vial that was to show a sign of the times that we're in. Then the Euphrates is going to be drying up. It says that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Once that sign starts happening, the kings of the east will have a spirit that stirs up within them. The kings of the east. Well, who's in the east? Russia, China, North Korea, Taiwan, Syria, Turkey, Israel. All the kings of the east are starting to get stirred up and preparing for what? Preparing for war. Now, who do we see? Kim Jong Un warns he is ready to use nuclear weapons against the U.S. and South Korea. You might say, well, damn, where is he popping out all of a sudden? He's threatening to use nukes. What aggression has the U.S. done to North Korea of late? Remember when Trump was in office, he was calling him little bomb man, calling Kim Jong Un that, man. I had him in check. Now, slow Biden in there, man. He out there talking reckless, going against all U.S. sanctions and everything else, telling them, man, stop with the nukes, stop with the missile test. They kept doing it. They done ran so many new missile tests this year alone, just flexing their muscle. So they're threatening, whether this is just, as they call it, saber rattling, whether this is him just talking ish, making veiled threats or not, the talk has to still be considered serious, because we know what the scriptures are speaking about when it makes determination regarding judgment of Babylon and World War III and the culmination of nations going to war. Right? So Kim Jong Un said he is ready to use nuclear weapons against the U.S. and South Korea. North Korea will likely intensify its threats against the two countries this summer. The North likely views the allies' military exercises as an invasion rehearsal. So, America's maintained its relationship with South Korea. They're allies. North Korea is considered the enemy of both. Kim Jong Un is talking nuke talk, as many other nations are talking the same type of language. We haven't heard this type of talk ever. This is how you know we're inching closer and closer towards imminent war, destruction, and somebody's going to use a nuke. Somebody. Look at this. See, don't fret, all of you pro-abortion derelicts out there. They've already been getting the passes to, travel to go get your abortions done. They're trying to get the over-the-counter drug, the morning and after the over-the-counter drugs, abortion pills to be legal now, non-prescriptive. They're trying to make sure. Now, what are they doing? They're talking about dudes are waking up and scrambling to get vasectomies. This is how convinced the dumbed-down zombie public is into listening to the rhetoric regarding population control. I love that, all of the damn Christian apologists and the Israelite sympathizers love going to Deuteronomy 23 and they want to read 7 all the time. Thou shalt not abhor Edomite. Okay, we ain't even talking about that today. But they don't ever want to go to verse 1 and talk about this law first. What's it say? He that is wounded in the stones or hath his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. That means that you are not allowed around the actual temple or the body of people, which is the congregation, if you've got a problem in your stones. What's your stones? Your testicles, your sac. If you've got issues to where you can't populate, if you voluntarily are going in to go get a vasectomy to make sure that you can't have seed anymore and you can't bring forth righteous seed for the Lord anymore, the Lord said, man, that's an issue. If you're going to get your rod cut off so that you can become a woman, you're an abomination. Most I said, man, you can't come around the congregation of the Lord. Okay? So here we see that people are out here running to go get vasectomies. You brothers, man, you got getting in too deep with your wives and all of that. You got 10 kids, 12 kids. You saying, I can't do it, man. I got to get a vasectomy, man. Hey, man, you better get out the bed then. You practice abstinence, man, or you better learn how to get out of there. Trying to keep it PG. You know, it's not Friday Night Lights. But you know what I'm talking about. Going to go get snipped is not the answer. An Iowa doctor who normally does 40 to 50 vasectomies a month is on track to do 100 in July. As the U.S. grapples with the post-Roe era, a new trend is hit. See, that's the problem. Everything is trendy. Everything is trendy. There's a dramatic increase in men choosing to get snipped, like the guy who's now TikTok famous. This is dangerous. I was listening to a little segment on Joe Rogan, right? And this dude read, and I got to look into it. I haven't looked at it myself yet. But he read the terms and conditions. I guess TikTok has either changed or did something different. So they got updated terms and conditions, right? Now, mind you, TikTok is a Chinese-based technology. And now this is the same China who's got the, 2-child policy. This is the same one that's got the social credit score. It's the same one that got the tanks lined up in front of the banks telling you can't get your money. It's the same ones who just got to doing the cyber attack on Taiwan right as soon as Pelosi landed. They did a cyber attack on Taiwanese government's internet and systems. So this same information, I got to go over it, but I'm going to go over it and I'm gonna double back on it. But the stuff that they were talking about was unreal. Unreal. You're talking about them having control or at least having record of everything from your keystrokes to having access to all technology that has the app once you give them the okay. Your what do you call it? Your microphone. I mean, all kind of stuff. I can't find it right now. I don't even know why I'm looking right now. But trust, TikTok is dangerous, man. And they know that the public is so addicted to social media, so addicted to these easy apps. I mean, the phones are coming with them already on there. All you got to do is just log on, put your email in, create your username, and you're in heaven. I don't have TikTok. I don't do that. But it's become so addictive for people, man, not knowing that this back door has opened up a gateway to everything and anything. And all they need to do is have a record of all this information. And guess what? You know, China's still a slave to America, man. Everything that's made in China, all the threats and everything else. Hey, Moab still bows down to Esau. Don't get it twisted. All they got to do is, you know, line up a private deal and say, hey, we'll surrender all data and information from TikTok if you give us, you know, more access to buy more land. If you back out of this particular war with Taiwan, we'll give you all the access to everybody information in on the TikTok servers. And it's multi-millions. Dare I say, maybe a billion people using TikTok worldwide. I mean, that's the type of stuff that is in their possession right now. But we'll talk about that later. Let me move on, okay? But look at this. In the viral TikTok, watched 4.5 million times, a smiling man walks onto a parking lot and does a little dance while a voiceover says, when he gets a vasectomy for you because you live in a red state. Comments abound, calling him a 10, a hero, and a true king. I mean, a true king would actually have a progeny. A true king would need a successor. A true king would not go get a damn vasectomy so that they can't have kids. What the hell are these ignorant ass zombies talking about, man? And who knows if he really did the shit? See, I didn't let the word slip out. I didn't mean to do that. But it's real. It's TikTok. How do you even know? How do you verify that this dude actually did it? And how are you walking out doing a dance if you just had a damn operation on your nutsack? I never had no vasectomy before, but I don't know. I would have to assume that you be a little sore, you be in some pain or something. I haven't seen the video, but from what the article was telling me, he's doing a dance as he's in the parking lot, as if he just left from getting a vasectomy. And you telling me that you can go out there and start dancing after you done had an operation on your nutsack, man? Give me a break. That's what I'm saying. How do you even know this cat even did this? Or is this another political tool that's being used by the Democrats? I've covered the articles before that they've got a TikTok army. They've got an Instagram army that they use for political means. Dare I see, I be trying to stay focused, man. Let me see. The White House is using TikTok influencers to peddle propaganda. Okay. Need I say more? I mean, can you really trust what's going on? Who knows? Who knows? Look, Business Insider. White House enlists 50 TikTok online users for jab promotions. White House enlists TikTokers in messaging war with Russia. Think it's far-fetched that they would recruit TikTokers to talk about the anti-Roe versus Wade decision? And then got the zombies out there talking about he's a hero and the true king. Who even knows that those are real accounts? But 4.5 million times people done viewed it and took it in as gospel. Not even knowing that if you're an Israelite, you done broke the law doing that. All right, so we ain't gonna go no further about this madness. Pelosi Taiwan visit region is tense as Chinese Navy watches warships, holds drills in South China Sea. This was an article I got, I want to say, I think it was earlier this week, maybe Monday or something like that. Nonetheless, we know that the old broad, man, she went over there while her husband is pleading not guilty. She's over there supposedly, going against the wishes of Slow Biden. Slow Biden tried to tell her, hey, slow down. We don't need that problem right now. No. Her old ass want to go over there and stir up the pot rebellious woman, stir up the pot, want to be famous, wants to act like I'm not scared. Hey, but you know what? She sure in the hell didn't cross the South China Sea to get there. The Chinese said, if you come through this direction, we got every right to shoot you down. She went through the Philippine Sea. She went through the back way. So, she trying to get out there and prove a point, man. She went over there in defiance. She landed. So China, they kind of got caught with their pants down because they went out there throwing threats. But remember, China still, they still a slave to white zaddy. So they're not going to retaliate directly against the U.S., but they're going to take it out on Taiwan. So they've been running heavy drills over Taiwan right now. They damn near surrounding the island. They're putting tanks out on the beaches. They were doing live fire drills while Pelosi was over there. She got her narrow ass up out of there real fast. Went over there for the day, made her guest appearance, shook some hands, and got up out of there. But it's only made the situation a little bit worse. But hey, China could use a good war right now. That's the way they'll build up their economy. They'll build up their economic and their military strength. Taiwan is standing on their square saying, we're not backing down. Bring it. So we got to look and see what happens with that situation. Right now, it just sounds like, some saber rattling and some mild threats is going on. I don't want to jump out the window and be like, oh, it's going down. But we're going to see. We're going to see. China wants Pelosi trip marks an invasion. The military has the right to fire on their plane. See, that's what I was talking about. This is what I'm saying. I'm kind of recapping some articles because I'm backed up. So if anything sounds repetitive or old, don't worry about it. We've seen this. She's already went there. The thing is that she didn't go the route that they warned her on. They told her, you go through that South China Sea, all bets is off. We firing on you. Pelosi said, hey, make sure y'all go the other way. Go through the Philippine Sea because we go to the route of the Philippines and go through the back. So that's how she got on over there. So it wasn't the fact that, I thought initially China was just bluffing, man. She went over there and they ain't do nothing. They took a different route. So, China's not making they're not being coy at all about the threats that they're making towards America. But this needs to go down because, the scriptures talk about how this place is going to be lit up. In Isaiah 14, Isaiah 50, Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13, I think it's in Jeremiah 50, talk about it. Revelation 17, obviously. I'm trying to go off the top of my head about all of the scriptures that speak about America. I'll probably, maybe cover that one time. Just showing how America's going to be destroyed, man. And not just solely by the missiles, because remember, Yahweh Shai and the angels got to get theirs. So, the chariots is definitely going to have an issue, man. Zechariah 5 tell you that the chariots is going to enter into the house of the thief. Going to tear this place up. But, Jeremiah 50, 51, Isaiah 13, Revelation 17, all talk about the imminent destruction of Babylon. Okay. And it's speaking in ways that ancient Babylon did not experience. Ancient Babylon damn near handed over the kingdom to Darius. It wasn't even really heavy warfare like that. So, couldn't have been Babylon of old. But that's a whole nother thing. We'll move on. This is just another article regarding Taiwan, China, talking about prepare for war. All right. Which we do know as of right now, they are running various military drills. Heavy armaments are being done. Strategic posturings are being done by China. Taiwan is saying, let's get it on. We ain't moving, we ain't budging, and we ain't bowing down. So it's all up to China to really initiate first strike. If they initiate first strike, then it's lit. We'll see if they actually fall through with it. See, this is what happened with Russia. You know, Russia went through damn near a whole year. Actually, they've been going at it with the Ukrainians since like 2016 and maybe before that. So it actually took, you know, damn near 6 years before they actually said, you know what, the hell with it. But the reason why it became even more pressing for Russia to do something is because of NATO's posturing and NATO breaking a covenant. We're talking about them moving closer to the borders of Russia. When they started flirting with Ukraine, and Ukraine was, you know, got entangled, had they entanglement with NATO, you know, thinking that they were going to be able to join and have NATO to back them in their ongoing civil war with Russia. That's when Russia said, oh, hell no. NATO, you said you wouldn't even try to get close over here, and you wouldn't invade, and you wouldn't be a part of this business over here. So NATO broke that, you know, that covenant, and Russia had to bomb first. China is in the same situation with Taiwan. They've been going back and forth for years. And now what? America goes over there and imposes their will and says, we got your back, Taiwan. Throw up that middle finger to Xi Jinping and tell him you ain't going to do this. America, White Zaddy's got your back. Even though we agree with China's stance on your position, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. But because we're the ish starters, because we want to build back better, because we need a great reset, and the best way to do it is we got to destroy economies and countries and lower the populations. Yeah, we're going to initiate and we're going to instigate this war, man. We're going to put a battery in your back. And now we're seeing what we're seeing. So now is China pressed enough to act like Russia did? Or are they just bluffing? Time will tell. See, we kind of covered this. North Korea's Kim said he's ready to mobilize nuclear weapons. He wants in. He wants in. So you already know what time it is. China gets busy with Taiwan. Let America go, you know, get involved. Very good chance that Kim Jong Un, North Korea jumps in, even though China don't need the help. Hey, but what better way than to beat down the bully, man, is you pack him out. Everybody that's been bullied, man, jumps in. So that would only be par for the course, as they say, for Kim Jong Un to jump in. But time will tell. But we do hear that same N-word being used, and I ain't talking about the NIGGA. Talking nukes. Ukraine's grain is ready to go, but ships aren't. Why? Remember we talked about that? They struck a deal, man. Putin met up with Iran and Saudi Arabia, and they, you know, told him, man, we'll get you back, but you know, you gotta get them supplies going, man. Our people are starving over here. Remember, I told you it's gonna be a process before that grain gets out. I think they just got out like the first little shipment of grain or something like that, and they ain't gonna make no real major difference. You know, so for the naysayers that's out there talking about, see, you guys are using the Bible for fear mongering, man. It's not gonna be that bad. Every white man's gonna straighten everything out. No, just said the grain is ready, but the ships aren't. What's going on? Shipping companies are not rushing to export millions of tons of grain trapped in the Ukraine, despite a breakthrough deal to provide safe corridors through the Black Sea. That is because explosive mines are drifting in the water. Ship owners are assessing the risk, and many still have questions over how the deal will unfold. Remember, I said a while back that Putin wasn't trying to just destroy the Ukraine. He's shutting down the ports. He's shutting down the supplies. He's shutting down the resources. So basically, starve them out, cut off resources, stop any methods of imports that they can get help militarily from NATO and from America. If you can start, you know, cutting off the seaports and stuff like that, that's going to make them be more amped to submit. So now you see what they're saying. It's dangerous. They can't get out there. The complexities of the agreement have set off a slow, cautious start, but it's only good for 120 days. and the clock began ticking last week. So look at that. It's limited. So Bible still stands. Famine is still in effect. Food prices still going to be there. Empty shelves are still going to be happening. Despite them trying to act like there's a little light at the end of the tunnel that we might get back to normal. No, not happening. The goal of the next 4 months is to get some 20 million tons of grain out of the 3 Ukrainian seaports blocked since Russia's February 24th invasion. That provides time for about 4 to 5 large bulk carriers per day to transport grain from the ports to millions of impoverished people worldwide facing hunger. We'll see how that works out. See, I was just talking about this when I was out on the streets last weekend. How, the so-called white man is back to trying to colonize Mexico again. But this time he's not coming by way of ship from Spain, Portugal, France. He's coming over here. He's coming from here to there voluntarily to escape the cost of living and everything else, because Mexico is, that's their little vacation paradise, and they can work remotely, and they can go ahead and utilize their California and their American wages. Damn near their economy's 2 to 1 down there, and go down there and live great. But what are the so-called Mexicans saying? You're an effing plague. Mexico City residents want Americans to leave. See, and when we say this white man's a devil, man, half of these people that's calling them a plague will bug their eyes out and look at us crazy. But now all of a sudden you're starting to see what we're talking about. A plague. Why do they compare them to the plague, man? What Micah 2 say? What's Micah 2 say? Come on now. Look at this. Micah 2. We're going to reverse 1 and 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So the so-called white man devises iniquity. He devises evil. He devises up, corrupt laws. He devises all these particular evils, man. Colonizations. He's up at night, man, plotting and planning how we can continually take over. And when when they wake up, they say it's time to go get it. Because the power's in their hand. What power's in their hand? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So because of that fact, verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So formerly they went in coveting fields. They still are doing that, right? But they're used to take them by violence and houses and take them away. But now they're doing it economically, because what are they doing? They're going over there, they're outbidding, they're raising up the cost of living, they're raising up the prices. The people that are actually there, they can't afford to live there anymore. You understand? So if you got a nice little villa, you got a house, you got something over there, and let's just say, for instance, for an example, they're selling it for $100,000. You got locals over there trying to buy and trying to get the property so they can continue on their families and their heritages and their lineages there. And guess who comes down there? The good old American gringo comes down there and says, I'll give you $150,000, which is nothing for them because they just sold their house for $2.5 million. So you got that capital to work with, and you saying, oh, these Mexicans over here can't go up for $50,000. They can't do that. Oh, so boom, guess what? They selling that house for $150,000. The locals who thought they was going to finally get their dream home, the cat that was over here working for the last 20 years, working 2 jobs, saving up, sending money back home so they could finally buy their little dream home and he could move back. Oh, that ain't happening. White man came down there and outbidded you. Raise up the price, man. Now you up out of there. So that's how they taking houses away, taking lands away. They used to have to do it by what? Sword, shield, musket, gun, dogs, poison, disease. Oh, they covered the fields of Acapulco. They covered the fields of Central and South America, the Yucatan Peninsula. They covered the fields of Mexico. They covered the fields of the Native Americans. They covered the fields of the Maroons in the West Indies, the Boricua, the Taino, and the Arawak Indians. They covered those fields and they took them. Now got you in there working as tourists and tourist guides while they're making up all the damn money, vacation and resorts and all this other madness. Same thing that they're doing right now. So they take him away. They oppress a man in his house and even a man in his heritage, man. They're going down there colonizing. This is why they said, you're a plague. You're a effing plague. This is how the people feel. Mexico City residents are happy with Americans that have moved to their city and made things more expensive, demanding they leave. The Los Angeles Times reported Wednesday, a growing number of Americans from areas like Silicon Valley and Brooklyn, New York, have flocked to the city, taking advantage of its beauty and cheap rent. According to the LA Times, the issue is expected to worsen with rising inflation as more Americans look for affordable alternatives. We're the only brown people. We're the only people speaking Spanish except the waiters. Writer and a university professor, Fernando Bustos Gorozope, 28, said according to the LA Times. We're just seeing Americans flooding in. It's people who maybe have their own business, or maybe they're thinking of starting some consulting or freelance work. They don't even know how long they're going to stay. They're completely picking up their entire lives and just moving down here. The head of Welcome Home Mexico, an organization that helps with relocation, Alexandra Demo, said, adding that she gets 50 calls a week from people considering making the move. So the plague is trying to go down there and take Mexico back. I mean, but listen, he does the same thing with gentrification in all our neighborhoods, from LA to New York to, the only Chicago, maybe. I know Chicago's still heavily segregated. Jake's still be able to hold on to their stuff. Down south, probably, the same thing. But major metropolitan cities, especially in LA, especially in New York, gentrification is all over the place. Jake is moving out. Esau moving in. They trying to gentrify Mexico. They doing the same thing, man. Coveting fields. Look at the transgender man. Good Lord. How can I even say that? I needed to put up the picture too. This was a female. But they're calling her a transgender man. 32. Who tricked 3 women she met on Plenty of Fish into having sex by using a fake penis in the dark is jailed for 10 years. Good for them. I mean, do you just see the debauchery, man, and the folly that the trans community is up to? You just had a dude that's a tranny in the women's jail knocked up two females. He got 2 baby mamas on the way, locked up, because he said, I'm a tranny. I mean, we're hearing about the cases of them raping and beating up women in the damn in bathrooms. There was just a case of a quote unquote trans female, which was a man, imitating a female, trying to get this right, cheerleader who choked out his fellow whatever you call her, his fellow cheer partner, choked her out because she said he was a man with a penis. I mean, did she lie? But the damn tranny had a meltdown, man, choked her out. Now look at this foolishness, man. How the hell are these women, 3 of them, get duped by a female claiming to be a man with a fake rod? You say this is a Babylon Man Atlantic confusion? What? 3 women. She got me tripping. 3 women. He catfished on plenty of fish. No pun intended. With a fake ride, man. And then she ends up getting locked up. Tarjit Singh was called controlling, violent, and abusive by Judge Del Fabro. She used a fake penis and flew into a rage. See, this is what I'm saying. How the hell can you even verbally express as saying he, and in the same sentence is saying this same individual used a fake penis? You can't be a he with a fake penis. I mean, good Lord. What the hell are we talking about? She used a fake penis and flew into a rage when questioned by her abuse victim. I got to get off this story, man. This got me jacked up. She used a fake penis and flew into a rage when questioned by her abuse victims. How you see the suppressive rage, man, the emotional instability of these people? These females ask you, man, what's up with this fake ride, man? You got me twisted. What's going on? And the dude, and the female, man, goes off. Singh 32 threatened to set one woman on fire and beat up and strangled her. Snaresbrook Crown Court heard he lured his first victim. Good Lord, I got to get off of this. 16. She lured her first victim is 16 over Facebook. Hold on, man. I'm gonna show y'all this creature. I spelled the name right. Look at this. This is a female. Running around with a fake rod, man, got mad because she got busted. Good Lord. Let me get off of this thing. All right. Couple more, man. We're going to close. I don't even know if I'm close to being done, but I've been on long enough. All right. Let's go. Oh, look at Fauci. He says if we could do it again, the restrictions would be much, much more stringent. Keep that in mind. As they are flirting with, setting the stage for a new lockdown. The Mpox is running wild. They're going to capitalize on that. They're still thinking of new names for any further variants. But we've always been saying that if and when, let's put it like that, they go the route of new restrictions, lockdowns, take it from the horse's mouth. It's going to be much, much more worse. You thought the last 2 years was heavy and hard and economically and mentally and everything else. Oh, he said it's going to be much, much more stringent. Think about that as we move on. Oh, did I tell you Slow Biden's going to be coming around seeking more favor with them primaries coming up, and don't be surprised. We see it. We hear about his approval rating is down below 30% now. Everybody's saying they don't want him. Even his own, the Democrats are even talking about, man, this is ridiculous. We made a mistake. Don't be surprised if the Democrats all of a sudden pop up and win the House vote and everything else with these primaries. You know how they operate. And YouTube you can't even talk about any controversies when it comes down to what happened 2 years ago with a vote. And you know what I'm talking about. If everything was legit or not. But here he is pandering to the emotions of the people, man, trying to get some people fooled, thinking that, this is going to help you. If you vote Democrat in these primaries, look what I'll be able to do. But notice the key word, it says considering. Didn't say he will. He made a promise 2 years ago when he got elected. He said he was going to relieve $10,000 of student loans. Backtrack on that. Never did it. Some private college that got shut down, he gave loan relief to people that attended that, and you had to have been attending during a certain year. There was like a certain year span, and you had to have paid up. Had to be current on your loans or something like that to get to qualify for the relief. But obviously, man, the dude lied. And now to tickle your fancy again, for everybody strapped down with 60, 80, 100,000, $150,000 worth of loans. Oh, he said he's considering it. I gotta go vote. He's my only hope. Biden is considering extending student loan payment freeze for several months and forgiving $10,000 per borrower. Oh, he's just considering it. He didn't say he's going to do it. He didn't say it's going to happen. He's not canceling student debt. Let's stop the madness. He's just out here, again, talking out the side of his neck, being a damn devil that he is, by utilizing the word considering when he doesn't do it. And you've already voted the Democrat House in and gave him another push for the last 2 years and gave him more power. He's going to say, and you go crying, talking about what happened to the student loan. You said you was going to do it. And he said, no, I never said that. Yes, you did. You said you was going to do it. I never said that. I said I was considering. Oh, devil's in the details. White House revolving door keeps spinning. Jill Biden's press secretary, Michael LaRosa, is the latest to join the exodus. So, look, again, we're even seeing more of these House representatives quitting, leaving, staff leaving. You already heard about all of a vast majority, if not all, of the so-called blacks that was working under Biden quit. Now, even his wife's constituents and helpmeets are leaving. Give me a break, man. This dude's a joke. This either furtherly shows the dwindling and the falling away of America. Germany's on the brink. EU's economic powerhouse is heading for recession and energy rationing, with bills tripling after Merkel ignored warnings Putin could cripple Europe by choking gas supplies. So Putin is already saying he's getting ready to cut off these gas supplies or massively reduce them for Germany and various other European countries. Winter's coming up. There's going to be less power. So basically we're talking freeze outs. The shipping and supply chains are going to get shut down again because they're not going to have the trucks to import, export like that. Putin is also blamed and said that part of the reason why that he can't fulfill his commitment is because of the sanctions. Canada's got some hold on one of the damn supplies that he needs for the pipelines to get opened up, and Canada's shutting them off. So this is just a catch-20. I mean, they're just playing games. They're going to blame Putin, but at the same time, he's like, hey, my hands is tied. I would fulfill my obligations, but I can't. And at the same time, why should I? You would send the tanks to my enemies over here. So, we're seeing Europe is heading into a recession. America's into a recession. The whole world is going to hell in the handbasket. I mean, just think of it that way. Don't think because, your favorite rappers are still on TV flashing money phones and smoking big weed. And because that, the sisters is out there still running around twerking and they're part of the zombie apocalypse that's going to get put to death because they have no idea what's going on. And they falling into the traps of the TikTok entrapments and, the Instagram, living and all that other madness. I mean, don't get caught in that whirlpool because outside is where the real things are happening. All right. Look at Beetlejuice. Chicago Mayor Lightfoot refusing to pay speeding red light tickets as they pile up. She's out here racking up tickets. Her whole damn city is collapsing with violence and crime. She's just as bad. But what's the scripture say, man? As a leader of the people are, as a leader is, so are the people. Paraphrasing. I mean, look at her. Her SUV detail is out here racking up red lights and speeding tickets, and she ain't paying them. You know, what they say, you can take a nigga out the hood, but can't take the hood out of a nigga. Well, there goes a nigga right there. Mayor Lightfoot. Fentanyl from the government. A Vancouver experiment aims to stop overdoses. So, you can't get a gun in Canada, but you can sure get some fentanyl. California, I think LA County is getting ready to open up more free drug sites, talking about to try to curb overdoses. And they tried it in San Francisco, and they're about to shut that down because it didn't work. People are still overdosing, still dying, still homeless, still jacked up. Failed experiment and wasted money. But what are they doing? Now they're trying to give people one of the most dangerous drugs on the market and telling them, here, get high. You think this is for our own good? Huh? I mean, think about it, y'all. Look, they're boosting up the numbers. I said it a while back that the numbers are going to be. Remember, it was only at like 11. And I said, hey, it's going to be in the hundreds by the summer. Pardon me, thousands. Who knew, man? They're moving at breakneck speed. Well, that, again, goes back to the scripture said, measure the time diligently. I'm a little slow. They moving fast. You know, they even said that, you know, all the astrologists and scientists are talking about how the earth is supposedly rotating even faster now, creating time shortages. So, you know, you talk about time is flying. Yeah, it is. It is. Literally. Literally. All right. I made it. We made it. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. I'm gonna let me get off of here. I want to close it out there. Hopefully everybody got some understanding, got some information, man, that you can kind of compound and build on with your own spiritual portfolios. You know, utilize the information to motivate you to stay in the spirit, to stay right, to continually fear the Most High, keep the commandments, not to be slothful in doing the business of the Lord, making sure that you're staying on point. Because Satan's looking to catch everybody slipping, man. He's looking to catch the people slipping. You know, he's working hard with the Christians and the Christian apologists and with the church and the Catholic Church and everything else. He's trying to keep everybody locked in and hooked on the drugs, man. Don't want them to take them spiritual needles out their arm. They don't want to put the damn spiritual crack pipe down. They keep wanting to fire up. But we're you know, spiritually rehabilitating them slowly but surely. You know, they just said a article, man. Most I wouldn't. I bring it out Friday. They were talking about TD Jakes' attendance, and his church is down massively. They even got pictures in there with all kind of empty seats inside that stadium. Where it used to be, you're standing in line outside waiting to get in. They got pictures, empty seats, and the information also in the article was talking about how there's been a mass exodus of people leaving the church. I wonder why. But that's for another day, another time. Most I permit, man. Maybe we'll try to get into that on Friday. I'll show you all the pictures. The churches are struggling, man. Churches are struggling because they ain't talking about the information like we're talking about today. They're not preparing the people for the day of battle. They're not preparing the people to get their spirits in order. They're not preparing the people to repent and be prepared for the judgment of the Most High. All they're doing is draining pockets, selling hope, and spiritual dope. So with that, I'm going to close out, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai. As I said before, man, make sure you continually fear the Most High, keep the commandments. And lastly, don't shoot your messenger. I'm out. Shalom.